Today is May 27th. We are in Hartsgrove, Ohio.
Hartsgrove, Ohio.
I'm here with
Caitlin, Cece, Carrie,
Steven,
Marie,
Maria,
Zane,
And Brad.
and you are?
I'm Ryan.
Okay, so we would like you to tell us your story.
Well, back in 2010, I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, and started off as going to doctors for what they thought was a sinus infection that wouldn't go away. I had swollen lymph nodes right here in my jawline, and so I was prescribed antibiotics maybe 3 or 4 times, and the doctors kind of just blew it off. And finally, I was with my wife one night at a winery, and every time I had alcohol, the lymph nodes would swell up like much larger than they were on a daily basis, because they were, I guess, for some reason with Hodgkin's lymphoma, alcohol affects it. And so she said, I'm making you an appointment with an ENT, and probably from there, I think the doctor knew right away what it was, and he scheduled a biopsy, which showed cancerous cells. And from there I had a surgery that removed one of the lymph nodes just to clarify what type of cancer it actually was. Got the results back and started chemo, which I think I did 2 months worth, which was every 2 weeks. What?
I think it was 6 rounds.
6? Maybe 6 rounds of chemo, and then after that I did 17 days of radiation. That was right here, where the area was affected, and so that was back in 2010, and here we are in 2019, and everything's good.
Good to hear. So, what do you think your biggest piece of advice would be for someone who's going through the same thing?
I don't know. It's tough. There's tough days. You just have to stay positive.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone's story is probably a lot different,
Yeah.
so you just have to kind of take it day by day.
Mm-hmm.
In your personal experience, what would you say was the biggest support system you had around you to help you get through it all?
My family. Yeah.
Do you think your perspective was changed at all because of the experience?
Yeah, I would say definitely changes the way you look at how you live your life on a daily basis, really. I think a lot of people probably, for me myself, I mean, who would have ever thought, at 20, I think I was 25 or 6, that, it was an eye-opener for sure. So now I just try to, if I want to do something, I do it. Kind of just don't hold back, because you never really know what tomorrow will be.
So from your perspective, how could a friend or family member best support someone who are in a similar situation?
I would say just encourage them and be there for them, talk to them, just make sure that they're mentally prepared.
What do you mean by mentally prepared?
Just basically, so with what I had, it was I think 90-something% curable. It was either stage 1 or stage 2. So that's a really good survival rate, but still, in the back of my head, I'm thinking I'm going to be the 5% that doesn't make it, right? Being in the situation, you kind of always think worst case scenario. Or at least I did.
And how did you feel when you were diagnosed?
How did I feel?
Yeah.
Well, I think it slowly hit me, I'd say I probably had it for looking back at pictures, you can see my face was swollen maybe at least a year prior to it. But I got to the point where I was tired all the time. Like I would come home from work and take a nap, and I remember like my wife saying, "And you have the life or something," and I'm like, "No, I'm just so tired. I have to take a nap," and I was exhausted.